Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael. I am the current sitting hub manager for the Los Angeles International Airport with American Virtual. And the reason for this video is to just show you guys a little bit about SmartCARS version 3, how to use it, the differences in the software, as there are some pretty significant differences in reference to the newly released software. And that's what I'm going to show you today. So if you would like to read up a little bit more about SmartCARS version 3, you can come over to TFDI Design website, click on Products, find SmartCARS 3, and click on Learn More, and you can read up a little bit more. There's some more screenshots and stuff like that, but I'm going to go ahead and show you that stuff in the video today with this, the system running in the background. Um, One thing about SmartCARS version 3, you're going to see a portion on the website that says $6.99 a month. I want you guys to understand you do not have to worry about that. Okay, that is something that is for the representatives of the virtual airline and anybody that is integrating this software with their virtual airline or any other use that it might be used for. You guys do not have to worry about paying this price. It's just going to be a simple download for you guys, and it is free to use for pilots. Okay. So in reference to downloading it, as of right now, I do not believe it is available as of yet. The staff members have made the announcement that it is soon to be coming. So when it does get announced that it is available for you guys to download, all you're going to do is come over to American Virtual's main website page after you log in. Click on Ground Operations, come down to Downloads and Documents, scroll down, and I am anticipating that you are going to find American Virtual SmartCARS V3 right underneath American Virtual SmartCARS. It's either going to be right underneath it or it is going to be replacing this in its entirety. So I'm going to go ahead and get loaded up into the simulator. I'm going to get the software loaded up, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about it. We're going to get a flight done and show you how the system tracks it. Alright, so we are loaded up into the simulator. We are in the Tolis A321 on the ground in Las Vegas. And we are just going to do a short hop over to Los Angeles and give you guys kind of the rundown as to how the software works and how it tracks your flights. Now, once you have the software downloaded, it's a very simple installation. All you have to do is click on the icon and the software will do the work in the background. And once it is installed, you will see it on your desktop, and all you have to do is double click the icon and it'll load you up to the page that I have on the top left hand side of my screen. Once you get to the login page, it's very simple. All you have to do is log in with your email and password that you have registered with TFDI Design. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So you're just going to put your email in and your password. And it's going to take you to the first page, which is Find a Virtual Airline. Now, do not worry if you do not see your virtual airline on this list. These are just the virtual airlines in the software that have partnered with TFDI Design. To simply find your virtual airline, all you have to do is come up to this search bar, type in your airline, and click on your virtual airline icon. Now, it's going to bring you to the login page, and this is where you're going to use the email and password that you have registered with American Virtual. Alright, so we are logged into the software where you can see that we are currently on my profile. Here's my name, my identifier with American Virtual, American 1823. I'm a senior captain, 206 hours, 198 flights flown, and my average landing rate of negative 155 feet per minute. All of your general information is going to be posted right here when you log into your profile. Now, if the virtual airline has any updates for you, any events to announce, anything like that, that's going to be posted in this little section right here. Any notifications in reference to the software itself, whether it's been updated, any plugins have been installed, anything like that will show here under your notifications tab. There's some music bots down here. If you'd like to listen to SmartCARS version 3 music bot, you can. I personally do not. I like to have it muted while I'm doing my flights. Personal preference, it's entirely up to you, but that's what that is for. If we come down to the chat room, you're going to see that there's a global chat room for all the pilots that are utilizing SmartCARS version 3. And then there is a private section for American Virtual pilots only. And this is for you to communicate with American Virtual staff members or pilots that are utilizing the system during their flight. So if you wish to use it, you can. Now we're going to drop down to the third icon, the departing airplane icon. That's your flight center, okay? And this is where you're going to come down to see any flights that you have bidded on. I personally have bidded on a flight from Las Vegas to Los Angeles, American 2785, on the website, as that's how I typically bid on my flights. However, if you do not bid on a flight on the website, let's say you just load up into the simulator, you start SmartCARS and you want to bid on a flight, there is going to be an option right here that says bid. You'll go ahead and click on that. Your departure airport should be locked to the airport that you most recently flew into with the airline. For example, I most recently flew into Las Vegas with American Virtual from Phoenix. Okay, so when I go to click bid on the SmartCARS version 3 software, it should automatically be locked to Las Vegas Harry Reid International Airport, KLAS, the identifier, or Kilo Lima Alpha Sierra. That should not be able to be changed. Okay, so from there, you would just click on the arrival airport, any of the destinations that you would like to fly into. Choose from the destinations that have the ability or routes that are available with American from Las Vegas to so on to other destinations. The type of equipment that you want to fly, whether it's an A321, A320, Boeing 737, whatever the options are for that route. And then once you click search, it'll show you all the flights that are available from your destination, or I'm sorry, your departure airport to your destination for you to bid on. And all you would do is you would click on bid, it'll add it to your flights, and it'll show as such. Like I said, I recently just bidded on this flight on the website, so that's why this flight is already showing. Now, if you click on this, you're going to see a bit of additional information. You can see American 2785 is my call sign. We are departing from KLAS, arriving into KLAX, Las Vegas to Los Angeles. The flight duration, hour and 8 minutes, with the aircraft of an Airbus A321-231. All right, and under here you're going to see expected call sign, American 2785, and check flight aware, the link provided for any additional information in reference to the flight that you should know. Now, if you are flying on a network, you would click on this little drop down right here, and you're going to click on flying on VATSIM, flying on IVAO, flying on Pilot Edge, so on and so forth, depending on the network that you are utilizing to do your flight. I'm not going to be flying on a network for intensive purposes of this video, so right now I'm just going to keep it selected to not flying with any online network. Now, this is very important, okay? Just like the old software, you are still required to paste your route into the SmartCARS system prior to submitting your PIREP for approval. That is where this section right here is where you are going to submit your route. Okay, so I'm going to grab the route that I'm going to be flying today. And I'm going to come over here and paste it into the software. All right. So we are flying the Raider 2 departure to the Black transition, and then the Angel 4 arrival into Los Angeles, the Shatner transition. Okay. Again, I cannot emphasize enough the importance of making sure your route is put into SmartCARS prior to submitting your PIREP. If you do not paste the route into the system, you run the chance of your hub manager rejecting your flight, because it is a requirement with American Virtual Airlines for you to paste your route, and it is one of your responsibilities to do so. Okay. So again, your route needs to be pasted here. All right. So going forward, I'm going to go ahead and click on fly, and the flight tracking system is going to connect to the simulator, and the flight has been started. Okay. So you can see that the software is relatively similar to version 2. There's just some technical differences and updated differences for how the system logs your flight, and just the overall look of SmartCARS version 3. You can see American 2785, KLS, KLAX, 206 nautical miles, and the log has started. All right, you can see I'm using X-Plane, flying the Tolis A321, so on and so forth. So I'm going to go a little bit further into the system, and then once I complete showing you SmartCARS version 3 and all the different options, I'm going to go ahead and get into the airplane. I'm going to get the airplane set up, and we're going to get airborne. Once we're airborne, I will get back with you guys and show you how the system is tracking the flight. Now, if we come down to our logbook, very simple. It just shows you all the PIREPs that you have recently submitted, or you have submitted over time with your tenure with American Virtual, or whatever virtual airline it is that you are flying for. You can see my most recent flight was American 1611 from Phoenix to Las Vegas. If I go ahead and click on this flight, you're going to see nothing. Reason for it, I believe it's on TFDI's side. I'm assuming that the system just has not been updated as of yet in order to show you the route and all that kind of stuff that you had flown or the logbook that's attached to it. So give TFD a design some time. This should be integrated soon. Okay, but I'm going to come back and click on logbook, and you can just scroll down and you can see all the PIREPs that you have submitted and all the ones that have been accepted, any of that have been rejected, anything like that. Now if we come down to the map, very similar to the last version, it's just a map for everybody that is using SmartCARS version 3 and the active flights of people utilizing or pilots utilizing this software. If we come down to plugins, you're going to see that there are some verified and installed plugins once the system has been installed into your computer. Now, all the ones that are being shown right now are automatically going to be installed when you install the system onto your computer. Like the chat, flight center, flight tracking, logbook, map, etc., all of the things that I just recently shown you. Now, if you want to come over to Browse Plugins and see any additional plugins that you would like to install into SmartCARS version 3, you can see that SmartCARS version 3 now has SimBrief integration. If you would like to add that into your software, you can do so by clicking the Add button right over here on the right-hand side. For intensive purposes, I'm just going to keep this simple, short, sweet, and simple for you guys. Now, if you come down to your settings, you're going to see application settings, plugin settings, and premium settings. Okay. Under your application settings, you can set it to your personal preference. This is how I have mine set up. I have dark mode on, because I usually do a lot of my flying at night due to my work schedule. I get home very late, so I like to fly at nighttime. A flash on your notification, so you get a flash on your taskbar if someone sends you a message. A notification sound, same thing. They'll just show a sound or play a sound for you when there's a notification. You can change your weight units from pounds to kilos or kilograms, altitude units from feet to meters, or landing distance units from feet to meters. Now your plugin settings, this is your flight tracking settings, tracking provider, etc. This should automatically be input when you come to the settings page. Okay, I have not touched any of this stuff, so I would advise you not to, or you run the chance of the software not working. And under your premium settings, this is for those who are subscribed to the premium edition of SmartCARS. And this is for abnormal flight conditions to cause a pause. So the software will automatically pause your simulator if abnormal flight conditions are detected. You can turn that off, you can keep it on, whatever it is. Simulators can be simulators sometimes, and especially with Microsoft Flight Simulator, with those weather updates that you receive every once in a while, it can kick your plane left and right, up and down. So that is why I have it clicked on. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and get this flight started. I'm going to jump into the airplane, get everything set up. I'm not going to bore you with that process, but I will see you for the departure. Alright, so we are coming up to 26 left. We are going to be taking the runway for departure, and you can see as I left the D gates and taxied out to 26 left that SmartCARS did its job and logged everything that was happening in the background while I was getting the airplane set up and pushing back from the gate. You can see that I was pushing back with a little under 14,300 pounds of fuel is what the flight calls for. The engine 1 and 2 were started, my flaps were set, and that we are taxiing out. So we're going to go ahead and take the runway. We're going to get lined up, and we're going to go ahead and depart Las Vegas and get en route to Los Angeles. Alright, throttles are set to 50. And Manflex SRS runway. Chrono started. Winds are a bit gusty out of Vegas today, so 100 knots. And V1 rotate. And we're airborne, positive rate gears coming up. And now, as you can see during my takeoff roll and climb out, and with the gear lever being raised, that SmartCARS went ahead and tracked all of that. So we're going to go ahead and pitch nose down real quick. Wait for that positive trend of airspeed. And we're going to set throttles to climb thrust. Still hand flying for right now. Now you can see that SmartCARS, it's relatively similar to our previous version. It just detects everything that's going on in the simulator in the background and logs it. And you can see that the logging is relatively similar, but you will see some differences. You can see that up a little bit further up in the log. You can see here that COM1 and COM2, I'm on Unicom right now, and then I have COM2 set to the guard frequency, and that the navigation frequencies are set, and you'll see that once the IRS is aligned. I'm going to go ahead and hit autopilot real quick, let the airplane start flying itself. I'm going to start cleaning up the airplane. So our flap speed will go position 1. I'll go ahead and disarm the spoilers real quick. And there's S speed plus 10. And we'll go flap 0. And we're climbing out. We're on the rated to departure right now, so we're just going to let the airplane do its thing, and I will get back with you guys a little bit closer to Los Angeles once we start descending into the area, and we'll get with you guys for the landing so you guys can see how version 3 logs everything, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys for the landing. Alright, we're just shy of about a 5-mile final. We're about to come up on the short final for the 2-5 left into Los Angeles. You guys can go ahead and take a look at the landing and how SmartCARS has tracked the descent and approach into Los Angeles. So I'm going to go ahead and get the airplane on the ground, and we'll go over a couple more things, and that should be it for SmartCARS version 3. I'm going to go ahead and take control of the airplane.
Above.
A little low on the glide slope. Correct real quick.
200. Minimum.
Landing.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
That was a bit of an excessive animation. Gotta turn that off. Alright, we've arrived at our gate. The engines are shut down. The jetway has been attached, and we are about ready to submit this PIREP. You can see it was about an hour and 3 minutes from start to finish, and SmartCARS did its job from start to finish in logging the flight. Like I said on landing, that was a bit of an excessive touchdown animation with X-Plane. I'm not sure why it was like that, but we touched down at about negative 66 feet per minute. 0 G is 132 knots, 1 degree pitch, and 0 degree bank. So from here, what we're going to do, as you can see right here, there's a comment box, okay? Now, in reference to the comment box, this is where you're going to put any comments. Let's say, for example, you're flying into some pretty severe weather or something like that, and you had to go around, or you went on a missed approach, or you landed, but your landing rate was sitting on the edge of what American Virtual's maximum allowable landing rate is, which is negative 550 feet per minute. Let's say you need to make a comment in reference to that, and you touch down as about negative 541. Let's just say, for example. That's still within the parameters. However, your hub manager is going to notice that's a bit of a rough landing. So if you need to put a comment, you can put a comment right here where this box is where it says add a comment to the flight log. And in reference to your route earlier, before we got the flight started and before we went airborne, I showed you where you must paste your route in order for your flight to be accepted, so you do not run the chance of it being rejected. But let's say just in the scheme of things you forgot to do so. What you can do is come over here on the right hand side where it says show route. You're going to click on show route, and you can see that the route that I pasted earlier today is right there in that box. Now, if you forgot to paste your route prior to the start of your flight, that is fine. Just make sure that your route is pasted here before you submit and click File PyRep. If you do not, it's going to show to your hub manager that a route was not pasted, and you run the chance, like I said, of it being rejected. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to go ahead and click File PyRep. And you're going to see that PyRep has been filed with American Virtual and SmartCARS Premium. You can see that the PyRep has been filed. And if we come over here to my flight center and click on View PyReps, you're now going to see American 2785 from Las Vegas to Los Angeles is in the pending status. And you can verify that and double check it on the website, which we can go ahead and do so as well. And now you guys can see version 3 went ahead and did its job when I filed the PyRep. And under my reports on American Virtual's website, it is under the approval pending status, which is the flight that I have highlighted right there at the top. So with that being said, I hope you guys are excited for version 3. It is a very intuitive and very modern software. I'm very excited to keep using it and very excited to see you guys utilizing the software when I'm going through your PyReps. It's been a long time coming. We've been with version 2 for a very long time, and I think TFDI Design did a phenomenal job with the software. So if you have any questions in reference to it, like I said, head over to their Discord or to their website if you want any further information in reference to the product. If you have any logistical questions in reference to when it's going to be released for the airline or anything like that, you can reach out to any of the staff members or hub managers with those questions. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and conclude the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys next time.